All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor wants out of Indianapolis, and Colts fans can blame their notoriously erratic owner for that. Following a tactless comment from owner Jim Irsay, an escalating war of words, and an unproductive private meeting between Irsay and Taylor, the relationship between Taylor and the Colts has seemingly soured beyond repair, with Taylor recently requesting a trade out of Indy. Now, Irsay was quite emphatic that he has no intention of honoring Taylor's request, but it's really anyone's guess as to how this bizarre, multi-layered saga unfolds from here. So how did the relationship between Taylor and the Colts become so fractured? Let's break it down. Sit back, relax, and take this in. It's hard to believe, frankly, that relations between Taylor and the Colts could have fallen so far so fast. Back in 2021, Taylor was the guy in Indianapolis, their ostensible franchise cornerstone. That year, in his second season in the NFL, Taylor led the league in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, establishing new franchise records in both, by the way, and finished second in Offensive Player of the Year voting. His 2022 campaign wasn't nearly as productive, with a recurring ankle injury limiting him to 11 games, but still, he was poised to be an integral part of their offense in 2023 and a critical complement to newly drafted quarterback Anthony Richardson. Now, however, it's unclear if he'll ever play another game for the Colts, and that estrangement can be tied to two key factors: the ongoing collapse of the running back market and the tactlessness of Irsay. It's no secret that running backs across the NFL are feeling a major financial squeeze right now. And Taylor, who will be a free agent next offseason and previously expressed his desire to sign long-term in Indianapolis, has himself been vocal on the subject, saying that it's sad and it sucks to see Pro Bowlers like Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs struggle to find work or get paid what they believe they're worth. He was also among those running backs to participate in a recent Zoom call regarding the depressed state of the market and possible steps to take. Well, for some reason, Irsay felt he needed to weigh in on the matter. In a late July tweet, he called the running backs' collective desire to potentially renegotiate elements of the current collective bargaining agreement inappropriate, and even accused some agents of selling bad faith to their clients. Now, Taylor didn't publicly respond to Irsay's comment, but his agent certainly did, clapping back by noting that bad faith is not paying your top offensive player. And that wasn't his only tweet about Irsay either. Uh-oh. Now, at that point, Irsay went into damage control mode. He attempted to walk back his comments, saying they weren't really about Taylor. Although, interestingly, Irsay also noted that he hadn't had any extension talks with Taylor, despite the running back's stated desire to stay in Indianapolis beyond 2023. Then, Irsay took another step to clear the air, inviting Taylor for a private meeting on his luxury RV at Colts training camp, which, by the way, Taylor isn't yet participating in, having been placed on the physically unable to perform list as he continues recovering from ankle surgery. Incidentally, according to an ESPN report, Taylor also showed up to camp complaining of back pain deemed to be from a pre-existing issue, an injury that could allow Indianapolis to place him on the non-football injury list. More on that later. Taylor, for the record, vehemently denied having any back issue. Anyway, back to the meeting between Irsay and Taylor. Yeah, it didn't go well. Even though Irsay characterized it as a good conversation, reports of Taylor requesting a trade out of Indianapolis surfaced shortly after the roughly hour-long meeting concluded. By that point, there probably wasn't any salvaging the relationship between Taylor and the Colts, but Irsay made damn sure of that with his comments afterward. He said, and I quote, "If I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's gonna miss us. The league goes on." He then added unequivocally that he will not trade Jonathan Taylor. Not now, and not in October. Hoo boy! This is, as we say in the business, a good old-fashioned shit show, and it's entirely unclear what comes next. Even if Irsay's stance were to soften and the Colts were to explore a trade for Taylor, it's doubtful that Indianapolis would get the first-round draft capital they'll likely want for him, given the current state of the running back market and the fact that Taylor is a free agent in 1 year's time. Any team interested in trading for Taylor, after all, could just go out and sign Cook, who earned a fourth straight Pro Bowl nod last year and rushed for almost 1,200 yards. So if a trade isn't happening then, what can Taylor do? Well, he's got a couple options. For one, provided he's healthy, he can suck it up and play, even though he's beyond disenchanted with the organization that never even broached a long-term deal with him. Or he can hold out and try to force the Colts to trade him, but that's not exactly a risk-free gambit. Because if he holds out for a significant chunk of the regular season, not only would he be fined into oblivion, but the Colts would do everything in their power to ensure he doesn't accrue a full season of service time, and therefore wouldn't become an unrestricted free agent at season's end. Plus, if the Colts do get a sense that Taylor will hold out, they'll likely try in earnest to put him on the non-football injury list, which, if he doesn't play in 2023, means he wouldn't receive any of his salary and wouldn't be eligible for free agency next offseason. Like I said, this is a mess. And while the trade would seem to be the best option for both parties at this point, there's no telling how this ugly saga will end. But what say you? Will the Colts end up dealing their disgruntled running back? Will Taylor suck it up and play for Indy in 2023? Or is a long-term holdout coming? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. As always, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time.